Just chucks her phone at your dog.
No, my son.
My boy, Dad, help!
Look how they massacred my boy.
They cut off his head and put it on his butt, so he's kissing his butt in the afterlife. I don't
No,
like
no, no,
this.
no, no.
It was like watching Vikings. That was like the first like season. The Earl, like his sons got killed for some reason, and they were put into a grave, each kissing like their own asses, and that was like the fucking biggest insult. Like he
Yeah.
had nightmares about that for life. Like I get it. Your sons are decapitated. The kissing the ass part's the least part of my worries in that situation.
Dude, that show was like the modern day, not modern day. It was like, wait, okay,
10 years
wait,
ago,
10 years ago, so 2014?
right around there,
Uh,
I believe, is when it
and Game of
ended.
Thrones came out in 2012.
Yes, Game of Thrones is running for longer, not longer, but they were after.
Game of Thrones release was in 2011 through 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh, okay. Okay, I put in Vikings years and it's giving me like historical dates. Okay,
It was on the
Google.
History Channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it happened in the 900s.
Yeah, in 300 BC.
We counted down,
Vikings
then went up.
show years. Come on. Okay, 2013 through 2020.
I was completely wrong.
Yeah, that's
I
like
swear that came out way before then.
like while people were watching Game of Thrones, me and the wife were watching Vikings.
Same.
Yeah, it just seemed more appealing to us, I guess, at the time.
Like that, you didn't have to have HBO.
Yeah, I think that was the main point. It was coming at you. I think we watched it on like Netflix or Hulu or something. Well, I want to ask you this actually.
Ask away.
Will do. So
Whoa!
I've haven't watched the final seasons of Vikings, but I have heard tale that they fall off hard, kind of like Game of Thrones.
Mhm. All right, so this is tough because I liked them. Were they as good? No. Did it definitely fall off? Yes. But I still enjoyed them because it still went through the cast of people. A lot of people say like it ends after what happens to Ragnar. And there's like, and after that, it just kind of peters out and just kind of, they just, it seemed like they were, just shoveling for life.
That's
I
what we
think
felt. We were like, after Ragnar died, spoiler alert, get over yourself.
so.
Grow up.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, but after Ragnar died, we were just like, it's the magic is it just depleted.
I definitely get, it seemed like after that, it just like same thing with like a lot of shows, they just didn't know who to focus on. Because
Mhm.
it's like they at least like when like Ragnar was around, you would have like Ragnar, Lagatha, a whole couple of like the different oppositions. Like you'd have like the king, Egbert, if I'm remembering.
Lagatha, but I have good internet. Come on.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You don't deserve that laugh, you dick. But I think I honestly think it was good because it goes into more of like the actual like not Viking life, but just like what happened to him after
Yeah.
Ragnar and stuff. Like his sons take over. But I think it was good, and then I've even continued to watch Vikings Ragnarok, and I thoroughly like that too
Okay.
because it goes into like it's 100 years after of the end of Vikings,
Okay.
and so it's basically when the entire country becomes Christian
Oh.
and goes under one king and is going back over to Britain to I believe create the Greater Danish Empire.
Huh.
And yeah, no, it is interesting. Like honestly,
Yeah.
like I liked it. Like I one of those people that like I even enjoyed the end of Game of Thrones. Like a lot of people got really pissed, and like I can definitely see why because I did too. But once I like sat back and was like, that's actually a pretty good ending for what they had. Like
Yeah.
George wasn't done with the books, so I get where they're just like we have to kind of make something, and this is what we got. I
I
did
have a
kind of enjoy that.
Yeah. My question was going to be
Sorry.
out of the two series. Well, no, it's fine. I like the tangent because you have seen what I've seen, which is people comparing like all these shows back in like late 2010 to like now that have multiple seasons, whether or
Mhm.
not you want to watch them. So it's good. It's informative. Because critiques, people that are critical of movies, I feel like the magic gets lost in some way where
Yeah.
you're always going to be critical of like all these little things that are going to pull you out of it. It's like just watch the damn movie. And that's my boomer complaint for this week. just
Yeah.
just watch the damn
Just
movie.
enjoy it. It doesn't matter. You're not getting paid to critique this.
Between the two, what do you prefer? Like, if you're just to compare the drop off of like the last seasons of Vikings versus Game of Thrones, which one was like better? Which one was worse? What do you think?
Vikings, like it's in my blood, it's in my heritage, like not Viking, just that like Nordic culture
Yeah.
is in my like, so I tend to fall toward more like that style. I enjoyed it, but I love the character development and just like the story behind Game of Thrones. It was so
Mm.
good. And like
Can
you
you tell me one
really,
thing? Does Tyrion live?
yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry, your little Dinkle doesn't get hurt.
My
That's
little
probably bad.
Dinkle. Oh my god, yeah. I love that.
I love Peter
Oh
Dinklage. He's
man.
awesome. Like, if you got a
I
time, go listen to his music.
I had an inkling because like I kept telling
Inkling for a Dinkling?
yes, dude. Inkling for Dinkling. Welcome to the A2J podcast. I'm your host Axel. This is my co-host John.
What
We're
up?
s- we're starting a whole new thing where each week we cover the Inkling for a Dinkling, new Peter Dinklage updates. Okay, here it is, folks. What has he been up to? Yeah, stone cutting, the most powerful move in the game.
Where's the gold mine that tells you where to go next?
Yeah, audio listeners, go f- yourselves, okay?
I got some meat on my bones. I can feed a couple wolves.
Ooh,
Yep, I am done for the night.
Akira, Bing, leave me alone.
I'm joking. Come, everybody come. I'll take meth heads. I'm down for some meth head bands.
I don't know how to explain it. I'm dumb, okay? Leave me alone. We just complained about being broke, and I was like, this is not it.
I got good and I put it down because I'm so good.
I don't want to say cringe, but I do. I love that. I don't even care, dude. I don't even care if we finish the topic. That's awesome. Inkling for a Dinkling?
Episode
That's
name right
amazing.
there.
Hell yeah. Episode name, middle banner is Peter Dinklage, like Game of Thrones, but super serious face with this, scar and this, he got a sweet ass outfit when he like teamed up with Daenerys. Like he
Honestly,
is,
I loved him throughout it. Like he's
oh,
one of those
he's
characters
my
that
favorite.
like didn't have like toward the beginning he kind of did, but the people over going back against his word. Like he was always like trying to do the best he could because of like the life he was led. Like he was trying to like mainly just get his father's approval
Yeah.
of just being a person. That was it. That was like that is him at his core. Just wanted his father to approve of him.
He's a character that has the most for being dealt such shit and being given so little. Not to insult. No, stop.
Stop it. No, I would say between him and John got the most fucked over.
Yeah, Jon
No.
Snow. Yeah. Well,
Literally like
no.
growing up from like his mother hating him his entire life. Like literally like not
Yeah.
considering him son, like literally has said about trying to kill him at one point
Yeah, I guess so.
because but oh, dude, you haven't got there yet. All right,
Which, what are you talking about?
don't
Well,
worry
with
about it.
Which when he gets stabbed a bunch and comes back to life.
Nope. After that,
So right
you get
now
to
we're
find
in.
out who his mom is.
Oh. Oh shit. No, I think I know who his mom is, but like it hasn't been pieced together yet in the show.
Who do you think his mother is?
Whoever I can't remember her name.
Liana?
Yeah.
I'm not saying shit.
Okay. That's fine. I want to figure it out for myself cuz it's
Yeah.
like even though we're in like the 7th and 8th season where people are like it's terrible, I'm like I'm still having fun watching this. Like it's not.
No, I honestly like I think it's great and I think they did end it great. There are things I have complaints about, of course,
Yeah.
but then again, I can complain about my fucking shit being too hot.
You know what
Like,
it's gonna be is that I'm gonna watch the last seasons and I'm going to enjoy them. And then
because
I'm going to watch videos about people that didn't enjoy them and tell me why I shouldn't enjoy them. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, actually I
so
hated this.
so one thing I would say when I can't remember the episode name, but it is when like the battle comes to the north. Turn up your brightness. Like you might have seen something about that. Like I remember watching that episode and I'm just like, this is too fucking dark. I
Car-
get what they were going for.
already turn up the TV brightness because there was like a scene when Daenerys allows Jon Snow to mine under the dragon's tooth.
Dragon's glass.
And then he like goes in like it's this whole scene where it shows this a massive cave system of like veins of dragon glass and like it's
It
super
shows the
dark.
first children meeting the first men and stuff, or
Yeah.
like children of the forest meeting the first men and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
For the viewer, if you never watched this and it's been out forever, so like I don't care about spoilers. You guys can skip ahead if you want to. But
Watch it.
yeah, it's worth it. It really is. I didn't think it was until like we started rewatching it. But there is a scene they go into this cave and like Jon Snow is it shows her like these cave carvings and every time she has a question, she like looks at it like, "Oh my gosh, these are like the first people carved these." And he like grabs her like, "No, look over here." And then it tells like another part like, "Yeah, these they were here while men were here or something like that." And then she's like, "Wait, so if they were like there then like weren't so they work together or something?" And without saying a word, Jon Snow's just like again is just like let me show you again. And I'm just like, bro, like when it's obvious that the the director is just like let's show the audience visually rather than like a normal conversation where you would just be like you're like yeah but actually I saw over here this actually goes you would explain to
Hold
the
on.
person.
Do you think that is a conspiracy on a play of when girlfriends ask too much about shows that you're all watching at the same time?
Yeah, where you're just like, just wait, it'll explain it.
So it has become almost routine to where me and my partner will be watching something and she'll ask a question. And then as I'm like going to answer or tell her I don't know, it explains it on like through the TV. She's like, I see, shut the I see the watch
Yeah,
it.
there was a moment the last episode we watched where like that happened where we would make jokes about stuff that's going on, or we'll
Mhm.
be like, wait, what the why would that happen? Blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it answers it. But he pulls her to the cave carving that shows like the white king and the painted blue eyes, and I turn to my wife and I'm just like, bro, there ain't no way. He was in here like for hours carving this shit to get her on her side. He a big faker.
Dude, you're thinking D&D logic right there. Just being like, all right, I have to convince this
Yeah,
lord with some dragons that this shit's happened for a long time. Performance
ching,
check,
ching, ching, ching,
carve.
ching. Yeah,
We got a dwarf. He knows stone cutting.
yeah. You know, stone cutting, the most powerful move in the game.
I licked the stone. When
Yeah.
was it made?
All right, we're off topic. but I love it. I love where this energy is coming from. But I want
When
to
you got
do
an ankle
something.
for a dinkle,
Yeah,
you
when
have
you
to
got
go
an
for it.
ankle for a dinkle, you got to know where the pinkle dinkles. Okay, I want to do weekly roundup. All right, this is gonna be a new thing. Because
Okay.
mostly because in our podcast, it kind of comes off unnatural to be like, oh yeah, we're doing things here or new things that we want to do. But I think if we just condense it down into like a weekly type of deal of stuff that we want to do, future projects, I think it'd be make it a little bit more easier. So I wanted to do weekly roundup.
Okay. Start us off.
So this episode is coming out uh well, a little bit peek behind the curtains. We do 2 episodes per recording. So this episode is probably coming out September 30th, if not the first week of October. So you might see something new. You might see something exciting. The
You
backdrop
might
might,
have already seen it.
or it might be too scary.
Oh,
So
probably.
we're entering our October slash fall phase where the backdrop is going to be a little bit different. Okay.
Don't
I
worry,
don't
guys.
even know what it looks like yet because I haven't even done it yet.
Nope. Haven't
So
generated that image.
no, I'm going to keep the image I have and I'm just going to change it and make it my own. So that's going to be new. Another thing that on top of that is every season it will change. We will add more stuff to it.
So
Um,
would you say we would be quarterly changing with the
y-
quarters of the year?
yes, yes. So it's seasonal. Like whenever we find the right time to do it, we will change it per season. So right, we've had the summer phase. Now we're moving into fall. Um, and along with that is probably a new intro I've been working on. Um, just a little bit more of a dynamic thing to a little bit more interesting than just like black screen to the A2J animation, which
Hey, man, gotta start somewhere.
yeah, we started somewhere, that's for sure.
Hey, man, it works. I love that image. I love the wind up and
I like it too. It's something about it. Like, also, it's like learning all the little filters and effects that the DaVinci Resolve had to create the old TV look of that logo.
yeah,
That was really fun. Um, so yeah, so a new intro, which also means new outro. Uh, I'm not right now. I'm not too sure where that's going, but if it happens, then you'll see it at the end of this episode. So that's exciting. Don't skip past all this. Don't skip.
yep.
Just
Don't listen
wait.
to it all.
Just let it happen, okay? Let it just naturally happen, you know?
We have cool music back there. Like, listen to that, jam out to it as it ends. Like,
Yeah,
get us
exact.
that full view.
We want to do different stuff. But right now, we're not certain how that's going to happen because we have our own lives to deal with.
Yeah,
So,
right. Try to pay
so
them bills. This don't pay no bills right now.
the easiest thing we can do is live stream when we have time because that could just be a whole bulk thing. Just setting up a game to play, one of us comments, the other one plays, or if we can find a 2 player game, I mean that would be fun too. But
Right.
that's in the works. We're gonna do something with that, of course. I would like to record like gameplay stuff, but right now it's just not feasible. So we're gonna kind of have that in the back burner a little bit. Um,
Keep your
uh,
eyes out.
yeah. Another thing. In a previous episode, we talked about Star Citizen, and I said how I would like to go into a deep dive. on Star Citizen and kind of do a little bit of a unveiling, I guess, like just a peek behind the curtains. And I've started, and I thought that initially I thought that it was going to be just plain white t-shirt, not interesting at all. It's interesting. It is it is
Is it
deep.
very vast?
I thought that it was just going to be uh the surface level complaint of like, you have this amount of millions of dollars crowdfunded. What are you doing with that money? And it turns out that that money's going nowhere. It's more. There's more to
Okay.
this, and I've only scratched the surface of it, as in like I'm going back in the history, and I can't wait to learn more. But it's just
Okay.
taking me a little bit more time to like kind of find to kind of piece things together and get the information I need to make it, interesting for a video format, rather than me just like reading a Google Doc that I put together.
Hey man, sometimes that's what it takes. You have to get at least one or two out there before you get that comfort zone, man.
Right.
Like how many of these we put out? We're kind of getting to our sway, if this.
This Well, like, to kind of put a picture to the viewer, we are it's August 28th. We uploaded our third episode a couple days ago, and this recording is supposed to be our eighth episode. So that's I mean, that's kind of, we have a backlog going on because initially when we started, we were like, well, what happens when life gets in the way and we need to, skip a couple days? But it's so that's kind of why we've been recording two episodes per. It kind of just makes it a little bit easier on us if we do need to take a day off.
Yeah, 2 hours a night, knock them out,
Yeah.
get them ready.
Yeah, so it works out like that. Um do you have anything you want to add? Anything, any ideas or anything you're coming up with?
I mean, dog, you hit all of it pretty much nail on the head and stuff. Like you're saying, we kind of want to do like our own like little individual things, but still be partnered up in that sense of like sometimes I'll play a game one night, you'll do another game another time.
Yeah,
And I do kind of like our like deep dive or side tangent episodes of
I do
like us
too.
just kind of going into like random things that we enjoy, kind of like our boomer corner that we were
Yeah,
thinking about, our boomer complaint, if you will.
yeah. And to add on to that, episode 3, I will say, when I finished editing it, I was like, kind of a dud. Like, to be honest, we just complained about being broke, and I was
We
like,
did.
this is not it.
I no, I 100% agree with you. It's definitely not a bop episode, but hey,
No. And
they're not all going to slap.
yeah, I will formally apologize for it, but I'll
I
also
won't. This
say,
is life. You do better.
yeah, I will also say, if you didn't watch it, fuck you, I'll kill you, I'll come and murder your whole family.
Satirical. This is all satirical. He doesn't know shit.
In Minecraft, if you're a creeper, I would kill you in Minecraft, or a villager. Come on.
Going to back to more things that like would like to. I would love to see us like do a 2 player game of like
Yes.
us just making our way through it. It could even be just like an episodic, you like how we're just kind of doing these where we just kind of do
Yeah.
something, even just this in video game.
Yeah. I'm going to see you play Dark Souls.
Yay. I'm so good at that game. I got good and I'd put it down because I'm so good.
Oh, so you're going to speed run it?
Dude, I will speed run it with no armor and heavy weapons, strength build.
Whoa. You're going Red Tearstone Ring and then Black Knight Halberd? That's sick, bro.
Let me put it this way. I have never beat those games on easy.
There is no difficulty. It's just, wait, is there? in the
I
first one? And I'm not I don't
I
think
thought
so.
I swear there was a difficulty setting.
I don't wanna look it up because, like, then that means I'm a fake fan.
I've I so I played Demon Souls, and
Yeah,
then I played, I think, the 3rd one, and I can't even tell you where I made it because there's no, like, there is an objective to the game, and you just gotta figure it out. It's old school RPG where it's just like,
yeah.
"Figure it out," and I'm just like, "But where's the gold line that tells you where to go next?"
So I just looked it up. There's no, like, difficulty levels. It's more of just, like, whichever class you pick is kind of like whether, like, you wanna go easy mode or hard mode. I would love to be the person that, like, kind of, like, guides you on the quest.
Okay.
Because like, that's kind of the hard part about it. If it's your first time playing the game, and I get that, what you're saying about Demon Souls, where it's just like, "Here's the world, go off," and you're just like, "What?" Like, there's no golden path I'm supposed to be on?
Like, go
It's
find this lady. Like,
yeah,
go do something.
you
She's in this area.
yeah, you kinda stumble into where you wanna go. So, like, or where you need to go, I should say. So, like, having somebody there that knows the path you should be on is, like, perfect.
Dude,
Um,
if I'm down to do that, like, if it is literally like a walkthrough of me trying to beat a game with you trying to guide me,
yeah,
let's do this. I'm down.
because
One thing, I would just need a computer that would be able to run it.
yeah,
My laptop would burn up.
look, we're almost there. We got the graphics card for you, we got the computer case, we got the power supply. We're almost there, bud.
I love and hate you guys. I love and hate you guys.
Well, I just love you, okay? I kiss you.
I
I'm
don't know
kissing
how I
you free.
feel. I don't know how to feel.
But yeah, no, that is one thing I thought of when we started this, because whenever we talk about Dark Souls and we're just like, nerding out on like, oh, what gear are you running? Blah blah blah. I'm doing like a Dex build, BS, whatever, and you'll just be silent. And I'm like, yeah, this fool, he doesn't know what's
Oh,
coming
dude.
to him.
When I did play it, like the 3rd one, I think is the furthest progression in that game I made. I
Mm,
did straight up strength build.
yeah.
'Cause I can't remember where it was, but there was this, like, great sword that was or no, it was a great axe or a great sword.
Yeah.
Either one, it was badass because you could, like, slam it in front of you twice, and then the 3rd time, if you hit on it, you could do, like, a jump and, like, twirl or something like that. Like, I couldn't
Mhm.
remember, but I remember just fucking people up with it. But I would
Yeah.
die a lot because 'cause I'm the type of person in games where I run up in your face and I attack until I die.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that. There's a
I
little well,
so
you
hard.
can sometimes, but there's a little bit more tact involved.
There's a
Uh,
lot more tact involved, like, just
yeah.
watching, like, when your, like, wife streamed and, like, did that for a bit, like, just over our Discord, and would just, like we just sit and talk and watch, I'm just like, "Yeah, no, I would've still been attacking." Like, I would've
Yeah.
I hit straight up because that I just would've dodged a second later, and that is the line between life and death in that game
Yeah.
is seconds on that combat roll.
And dear viewer, I just want to say, like I might be telling John, like, throwing him to the wolves, but I
I'll
am
take
by
it.
no means good at Dark Souls. Like,
Dude, I got some meat on my bones, I can feed a couple wolves.
Dark Souls 1, I feel really comfortable with. Um, Dark Souls 2, at a certain point, I forget what the design, like, levels are and maps and all that. But Dark Souls 3, I have no clue. I've been playing it with and with the help of like my wife and friend, and it's just been like, I'm just like a babe in the woods, and they come in and they just plow through the level, and I'm just like, wait, I didn't learn anything.
I got cool stuff.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, did you grab that item?" Like, "Yeah, I grabbed the item, there's" but,
You
I
guys
didn't
beat everything, and you
yeah,
made me skip this cutscene.
Yeah.
You guys seen it 30
Yeah,
times.
they're like, "Skip it, this is too long." Like, "What? We're not speed running it, what are you talking about?"
I want to see the cutscenes. This is what this
Yeah.
game's about.
I'll get
Yeah,
my type of play style though is like like I'll play to a certain point until I'm like starting to get annoyed with something and then I need to immediately turn it off. Like I need to just be like I need to reset cuz I'm getting frustrated and my frustration leaks out to others and I don't like being that. So like I know I when Axel gets a little bit
it'll get
temperamental.
frumpy.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I 100% feel that. Like the other night, I was playing some For Honor, and like I've been doing hella good. And this night, I was just like, I need to hop on. I'm getting pissed off. I need to just like get that little bit extra out.
Yeah.
Just, dude, just kept on losing. There was these two guys that were just running around the map with these like they're this I can't remember the character's name, but they would just do like this they would just blender the fuck out of you because they would just run around as a team and just fuck you up like 100%. Like I tried, like
I'm
I
just imagining them coming in like doing like spin moves.
with this two big ass axes
Oh
and stuff.
man.
Like they're just like blah, 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 like from one side to the other. You're just like, I'm trying, I'm trying, dude. It just like fucked me up. Like I
Yeah.
played 3 rounds, so I played 1 round with them, 1 round against them, and then 1 round just like as a single duel. So it was like 1-on-1, and
Yeah.
just got my ass kicked. I'm just like, yep, I am done for the night. I am gonna go walk outside for a second, take a couple deep breaths because that's all I can afford right now.
In all, I think that concludes the weekly roundup. It might be more of a bi-weekly roundup unless we want to switch to just recording one episode per week since we do have a backlog. But
We'll figure it
let's
out. That's more of me, you time. They they
yeah.
they, they can sit through enough boring shit. Let's get on with let's get on with the tonight's episode. Conspiracies.
Ooh, okay, what are we talking about?
Dude,
Huh?
so I gotta say, like being like my age group, our age group,
Yeah,
I love
old,
myself a good conspiracy.
old, foot in the grave, dead by all means.
I mean, medieval standards, yeah, but we're gonna live until we're like 126 by this time.
True, true. No, it's
But
not true.
we'll find out. We might be middle aged. We'll see. We might be past middle age. So go back to conspiracy theories. I love them. You love them. I do. I am also the type of person that loves to be proved wrong about them.
Yeah, which is easy because a lot of conspiracy theories are just weird and
A lot of
wild.
holes in the walls. But
Yeah.
with that, like, has it gone too far? Have like they've gotten out of hand? Like, has the internet just let these things run amok and let these people get into their groups to where they find like-minded minds that just can just congeal and become one thought process?
No, that's interesting because it could be like I have a few YouTubers that like I really like. I guess you ever watch Moist Critical?
I might have seen them, but I do not recognize those names.
Let me show you a clip. So I'm going to well, actually if I just type in Moist Critical.
Moist, it's going to pull up some weird shit on my Google, dog.
No, just yeah, they won't. I swear.
Yep. So critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy, oh, you know, a little bit back up to the weekly roundup. That is something I need to take care of is figuring out Spotify, Google Music or whatever it is, Apple, I don't know. But
We'll figure it out.
audio listeners, I hear you. You haven't been saying anything, but I hear you.
I haven't heard shit.
Yeah.
You guys are too quiet.
Yeah, YouTube channel in its infancy getting like, a couple of views per episode and just being like, Yeah,
Where the
we
fuck are
hear you.
you, audio
Yeah.
listeners? Why aren't you watching our video medium, you dicks?
Yeah, audio listeners, go fuck yourselves, okay? Yeah.
We don't want you here
Yeah.
anyways.
So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, you fucking meth heads.
I'm joking. Come, everybody come. I'll take meth heads. I'm down for some meth head fans.
Yeah, you should probably all live in fucking Oroville, you fucking assholes.
Hey,
Well,
it's no reason to talk to your family about
that hey, you.
that. Oh shit.
Stop
All
it. Yeah.
right.
So, a couple YouTubers I watch, Moist, Oompaville, we got Wendigoon, there's also, Papa Meat, and there's a lot of the same likeness of YouTube channels that has been hitting the market, like, hard because it's just, like, drama slash news, but staying in like a scope of like internet, you know. They've all kind of hit the same uh personality of where new drama would happen or new conspiracy that's getting popular and they'll cover it. So all of a sudden you'll have like one channel do it, and then the next day all these other channels that you might be subscribed to, all of a sudden, weird, they all have the same kind of video out. And
It's almost like we're in a weird ass, like, I just share what you shared, but with my face over it,
yeah,
and I get likes.
it's like its own conspiracy. But that's the thing, it's like that's why I think conspiracy talk is so kind of like, I don't think I don't want to say cringe, but I do.
Say it. Like, you think it why do you
I
think it is cringe?
I think it's cringe because what a lot of times happens is people take a you know, Charlie Day with the, you know, board behind him with all the lines, you know, you take all the
Pepe
lines.
Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah.
There's got
You
it's all this mail's going through Pepe Sylvia.
you can find all the comparisons and synchronicities that you can, and you can lead it back to whatever the fuck you want, right? In some regard. If
Yeah.
I look hard enough, you can if you look hard enough, you can do it. And that's how I feel about like some conspiracies where it's just like there's the proof is not there, but there's a lot of like likeness. And but again, this I'm talking about like new age conspiracies that are just like not really like there's no proof behind it.
Well, yeah, because it's like the whole entire like flat Earth conspiracy. Like the whole reason why they
Yeah.
don't believe that is just because they just
May,
believe that the government is lying to them
maybe
just because.
that's my problem is that there's too many conspiracies out now that are like flat earth, where it's just like bad like bad education or just like people looking for communities that like they find a community that's easily accepting of them, you know.
Well,
All it
that is
takes.
just what they truly believe in and stuff, and they find those community, like you're saying, communities that believe in the same, and they can just huddle together and just literally double down because they're just talking within an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying the same thing, so you're getting confirmation. You're not having that cross dialogue of somebody that maybe has done their research or just has a different point of view than you. That it's like they don't people don't like that because if they're wrong, that means they're automatically dumb, which is not. It's like you're not
I
dumb. Like you
Yeah.
have smart thought processes. You just need to put them on the right direction. Like if you're
Yeah.
putting this much energy into conspiracy theories, look up the real science behind it.
The people that focus all their time into researching flat earth conspiracies and trying to prove themselves right, the time that they put into that, it could be used like like that's I'm almost envious of it. I'm working on like putting together a the doc about like the star citizen stuff, and like I don't want to say like I have ADHD or anything. I sat down to do research, and I'll just be like researching blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden I'm like, God, this is a lot of work. I'm gonna give myself a break and watch a 50-minute retrospective on like Banjo Tooie and why it's a good game. And I'm like, what am I like halfway through it? I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm watching it at like 2 times speed, like a nut job, you know?
God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
But no,
So, but
I
like that,
definitely understand that. For nowadays, it's down for clout. Like I like wouldn't put it past people just to talk about conspiracy theories because that is something to talk about and get likes. Because there's a lot of people out there that do believe in it, that believe that the government, like there is a alternate power of like new world order that has been controlling the world since its inception in a sense where it's just like, nah, dude, like people are people. Like we're just dumbasses that will take advantage of a situation if we have the opportunity to.
yeah. Are you really gonna believe in like lizard people being alive and taking over the government rather than just like people being dicks and just like, yeah, monetary gains is more important than just like being a good person?
Because the thing that gets me is like, why are they waiting so long? Like everybody's like, oh, the Vril energy, like they need that negative energy to charge their machines or whatever. But it's just like,
It's
why now? Like we
yeah,
have we like don't get me wrong, if there are aliens out there, like which I do believe that there is possibly other life out there. Is it to the point we think they are?
no.
Maybe. Is it maybe just
Um,
what if it's just another Earth, just like this one? People just like you and me living on another planet 10 light years away, doing the
yeah,
same stupid shit.
just a couple assholes.
Seriously, like it's flipped. You're the fat one in this one. In that one, I'm the skinny one. Like
Ooh,
what? Like
ooh.
yeah, yeah. I'll be right back. But like I do appreciate them too because it does make us question and like not take everything that the government gives us
Yeah,
like a spoon. Like we're not just being spoon fed shit. Like it's like makes us question like are they doing the right thing? Because there are things out there that our government has done that is definitely horrific, but definitely not to the sense of like trying to trap our people for sold to aliens because Hoover decided he wanted to sell people to aliens.
it's just like sometimes the conspiracy speak gets so crazy that I'm just like, bro, like you can't, like you'll believe all of that, but then you're just like, you'll be like, gay marriage isn't okay. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? Like,
Right? Aliens came here, but two dudes cannot get
yeah,
married in
there's
this
fucking
imaginative religion that we have because there's aliens.
yeah, there's lizard people in the White House coming to do whatever with your goddamn, you
Dude,
know.
it's just that, and like we're coming on like a whole entire like new like satanic panic too, like right now. Like it seems
Yeah,
like because it's like everything you see, like talking about Hollywood and just like, oh, they're selling their souls to the devil. They're singing songs about themselves selling them like their souls to the devil. It's like one, we've been doing that probably since music came out. It's something that people just like attribute to somebody good at music. It's hard to like for a normal person to understand what kind of work, dedication, and time it takes into going like that to where it's more believable that someone sold their soul to
yeah.
a being of demonic that they would be good at it.
Yeah,
Like
if you're in the rock
what?
game, like, that's such a rad thing to, like, hype
Right?
up
Well,
people on about your
it's
music.
started off with old blues. I think it's like Robert Johnson that sung about it, where he
Mhm.
like it's like went down to the crossroads, got down on my knees, sold my soul. Like I can't remember the exact lyrics. I know that first part's good. Second
Yeah.
part, eh. But it's
Well,
like that whole thing where it's like that, or
w
even how the Olympics, they were saying that was like a shit play on the fucking Last Supper.
I this might be wrong because I remember reading it in a more of a folklorish, uh, website about how, the reason why, like, blues bands were making a deal with the devil was a lot of the reason why behind it was because back in back in the day, because slave times, they were like, God or Jesus is not saving us. They're not doing anything about the situation we're in.
Hmm.
So the only person that we can turn to is the devil to help us. And they would turn to like, dark arts and stuff. But there was also like voodoo and stuff in like certain cultures too. But like,
Yeah, because
so
like that's the thing. Like from my understanding, like blues started in the South
yeah,
and stuff. Like it was a like derivative of African music that came over and
yeah.
got made into like a new whole thing by the slaves.
Yeah, and they would make
And
a like I forget what it was. I remember it as cigar box guitars, but
mhm.
I think it's they actually call it like diddley bows, where it's a they would get like a broomstick. They would break a broomstick off of like their mother's like broom, and then get like some sort of like baling wire from like the fencing and a cigar box or any sort of like box that they could find, and that was like their guitars at the time. They'd make like 3-string slide guitars.
So yeah, that was probably like the early onset of cigar box guitars
Yeah,
because
so
that's what they were, was just a 3 string. So
yeah,
actually, a
diddley
diddley
bows.
bow was a single string instrument.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember them talking about single string.
But yeah, it's like that one, like the banjo that came over from Africa. Harmonica pretty much did. Like there was like a reed flute that they would play where it was like a single chamber with like different reeds that would go up and down, and you would
That's
sit there and play it.
that's badass. What the
Dude, it's
fuck?
super sick. Yeah. No, and like,
Future me, put up a picture right here.
yeah.
Blam,
No,
right there.
no, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, no, it's like, it's crazy like how much of our modern music has started out from having slaves in the country in a sense. Like, I don't want like they
Dude,
contributed so much without meaning to,
modern
and it's
music,
amazing.
modern food,
Dude,
modern like
most modern food was like slave food
yeah.
because it was cheap, easy to make, and it was good because they had to make it good. Were given shit.
I mean, it's fucking perfect. And then and modern white people screw it up. They don't even know how to put like
What's
even
seasoning?
yeah. Like, dude, just touch something other than salt and pepper. Come on.
Throw some paprika.
Yeah,
Throw
at
some
least
cumin in there.
yeah,
Like
throw
be
some
like at least be like South white people and just throw some Old Bay in that bitch.
yeah, come at least that. Like at least some mixed like some pappy season all or something like that, dude.
All right.
What was
Okay.
this original topic,
Let's
man? I'm
back up
lost.
around. We were fucking talking about conspiracy theories and
Oh,
got down
man.
to fucking
Oh, oh,
blues music and what has contributed to its society. I love that so many people.
Akira. Bing, leave me alone. Yeah,
But
dude.
going back to that, I understand like people's inkling or like just like wanting to like believe in conspiracy theories because like the government doesn't tell us everything. So it's in our natural minds to try to be like, oh, well, if they didn't tell us this, that means they're trying to hide something. And I'm going to connect this point to this point because I don't know what's in
Yeah,
that point. Where it's like the whole entire like Nazca Lines people be like, they couldn't make that without fucking someone in the air watching them make it. It's like, you're just belittling ancient people that much. Like
yeah,
they have sticks, they have twine, they could literally draw a straight line by putting sticks on the ground and pulling the line tight, and
yeah.
then just getting a rock with a dig out and just start moving.
Like
It's like that the Egyptian pyramids too. They did
I
that shit.
I feel like to like help that type of thinking is to make people like think about like if you took a snapshot of like the past decade and the type of things we're doing with the technology that we have currently and our abilities. Like the pyramids, yeah, that's crazy for sure. But
dude.
we have skyscrapers and shit that are
Yeah,
like, what the we have like all these like airplanes with like crazy amounts of like
carry
new,
capacity.
yeah, new technologies to them too. Uh all sorts of stuff, and
We could
like,
fly.
and you think that humans at a time in the past weren't just like figuring things out and then doing things to the max with what they have? Like,
Yeah,
it just, yeah, it just doesn't make sense, especially since multiple cultures were building pyramids in
dude.
their own sense, you
That's
know?
one thing that like always gets to me because there's like, how do they know how to do this? How do they know how to put them wreck these magnificent buildings all very similar? It's like, all right, go to the beach. You don't have any tools.
Yeah.
Build a sandcastle.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Oh, is it
Bro.
a cone slash pyramid? Holy fuck, it must have been aliens.
Yeah. The first step is like taking a handful of sand and just letting it like run down in a straight line on top of it. You get a cone. And
Yeah.
then the second step is somebody was like beside you stacking rocks. Like, check it out. Stack some rocks. And you're like, yeah, look what I did. I stacked all these small pebbles together and they made like this cool little pointy thing. And then you guys look at each other like, hmm,
Maybe if we did
hmm,
this together, we might have
maybe
something.
maybe if we had a workforce that religiously we didn't care about.
Well, see that's a big misconception too, is like the pyramids were not built by slaves. They were built by a workforce that had like that wanted to get that shit done. Yeah.
You're
That
telling me they wanted
yeah.
to build that?
Like, don't get me wrong, like, they most likely had a slave enforcement being like, "Hey, pull the stone, get things moving," but, like, everybody else outside of that, like, they were the manual labor. Like, this is my personal I'm not an archaeologist,
D-
no fucking study in that field other than what I watch on TV,
yeah, because
but
all I know from that is that like the people that they would have for the general labor was slaves, or
but
at least indentured servants, but
well,
I don't
a
know
lot
if
of it
that
was
was the thing.
workers, like, they were construction workers, like, they
Well,
got paid, like, these
workers
ones
could
like,
be.
they got paid. I was like, let's put it this way, they got paid.
But is it paid in the same way as like mining companies in modern America, where there's like,
Probably,
you know,
probably.
there's a
Like, I
mining,
make I make 50 gold and you make 30 cents?
yeah.
Yeah,
I I get
probably.
I get $50 per day, but I have to spend it at the mining store for groceries, you know? It all
Prob
goes back to the same company cycle. It's like a laundry.
I mean, technically, back in that time, everything went probably back to the pharaoh, so, yeah.
You
I was
know,
like, because it was all the kinda stuff, like, I don't know how like, I don't know the intricacies of, like, them having individual businesses, of,
yeah.
like, the sense of, like, how much they took home via in their pockets. But, like, I 100% believe, like, it wasn't, like, slave force that made it. Like, I
Viewers, if you're listening, watching, whatever, leave a comment below if you know more about ancient Egypt than we do.
yeah,
Because,
man, I watched the Mummy, like, 5 times, like, I know
yeah,
everything.
I'm pretty sure Brendan Fraser just freed them all.
But, no, yeah, like I was saying, like, I do believe that they were built by, like, a legitimate workforce.
Okay. I do
Because that
too. I don't believe in the alien conspiracy. If anything, if there is alien in any way involved, it's just because they had like a pyramid shaped spaceship, and the
they saw it
Egyptians were
fly
like,
by.
so one dude was, the architecture of the whole project was like gonna try to do like a whole like just a square building, and he's like, that's f***ing rad. Actually, that is,
That's what
glad
we
I
need to
uh,
do.
glad I thought of it. He
Like,
just
while we're,
he
like still on the like ancient Egypt thing,
Yeah.
especially like the pyramids, because like the pyramids of Giza, like a lot of people have said that they are a battery of some sorts because of like where they lie throughout the fucking ley lines and blah blah blah, and how like a lot of people don't believe it's a burial tomb because it has no
Oh,
hieroglyphics or anything like that. It wasn't as extravagant as the Valley of Kings
yeah.
out in Egypt, to where like as the Valley of Kings, if you look at those tombs, like they have tons of hieroglyphs, like they are very well done up, they're beautiful, but they're also underground. So
Well,
it was like they were built a different way in a sense.
I've heard this thing before where they're like the pyramids are a battery, and from the I tried watching a full video on it, and what it turned into was the first part was like pyramids are a battery. Here's why. And they began to not explain why
Why?
they're a battery. And I was
So
like, like if you have a topic to talk about, you're gonna tell us, the public, that the
explain
pyramids are a
something.
battery. Yeah, tell us why it's a battery.
So
Because
I
like, go
agree
ahead.
with you. No, you're good. I agree with you. Like we need to know this topic. I do know the only thing I have ever gotten out of that research is that the sandstone itself has conductive material in it.
Yeah, but a lot of things can be conductive.
Exactly.
Like, I walk across my carpet with socks on.
You're conductive.
I'm conductive. Okay.
Exactly. So you must be made by aliens or a hybrid human because humans cannot be electric.
And I like, my specialty is not with electricity in high voltage, so I can't really speak to what exactly a battery is, but I'm imagining it is like electrons, positive, passing through, uh like, and being stored in some way. uh but I That's just me speaking out my ass, so that's probably super wrong.
I imagine it is literally like you're saying, like just something positively stored within a container that
Yeah,
can be used for later.
yeah, that's what I'm
That's
thinking.
basic battery. Yeah.
And you know, a lot of things naturally, like, they're finding rocks at the bottom of the ocean, or minerals, I should say, at the bottom of the ocean, that are like natural batteries because they have like the materials needed. And they're like, okay, that's a battery. Oh my gosh, aliens were on the bottom of our sea. What?
Where do you
New
think they're hiding?
conspiracy?
Where do you think they're hiding? Underneath the water. Why haven't we explored under there? We've
Yeah,
gone to space more times than we've gone to the bottom of the ocean.
yeah.
You're right. You're right, Axel.
I think conspiracy think is just like a oh my gosh. I just had like a profound thought. Like, I think
How profound.
conspiracy, it's one of those things where like I finally like I had the thought that kind of like quantifies what I was like actually thinking, or like it details it in some way. I don't know how to
Puts it all
explain it.
together.
I'm dumb. Okay, leave me alone.
We got our EDU from the high school that has the biggest farm west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
we grow rice.
Rice.
I feel like conspiracy comes from, or modern conspiracy speak. Okay,
Let it
I'm
out.
ha-
Just throw it up. Get it out
no,
there.
no, no, no.
Go.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm having trouble saying it because like I want. Remember when we were talking about the Goonies?
Yeah.
Okay, and you remember how like uh whenever we talk about the Goonies, the
Hmm.
reason why there can't be a Goonies sequel is because the adventure of Goonies 1 saps up any sequel, right?
Hmm.
So my thinking is that modern day conspiracies comes from the fact that all of land and uh all most of Earth is already explored. there's nothing else. There's no, you know, fantasy. There's no, that
No room left to explore.
yeah, there's no like childhood heart left in the world because science has done it. Like, and they're doing more that seems so out of bounds that they're like, well, if they're doing crazy shit, then there's got to be like something else, you know?
Okay, dude, that is actually a pretty good look at it. Like, I think
Yeah,
is like there is that there is no more really room for the unknown, especially for the Earth, like our known world in a sense, because we've kind of already discovered it. Like there is stuff out there that we haven't found. Like there's like with cryptozoology, like being that whole entire conspiracy of like there are things that we haven't discovered on this Earth yet.
yeah,
Definitely. Is maybe one like an 8-foot Sasquatch? I would love there to be one.
yeah,
Probably not. Like there is a lot of forest land that we haven't discovered. And
definitely.
speaking on that, I have some things on Sasquatch too. But
I
like
think go ahead, sorry.
you're good.
Like I had a thought and I just wanted to like interject, but it's like it's something completely different.
No worries, man. You're good. I feel I've been doing that most of tonight. Like with like but I do agree with that. Like it's just like our unknown. And that and our kind of like right now in our time, like we have a huge distrust with our government, with people that
Mhm.
are leading us because they're letting shit slide. They're letting shit happen that shouldn't. Like the whole
Yeah.
entire like conspiracy behind I wish I did a little bit more research on this, but the train crash that leaked all the poisonous chemicals pretty recently, like last year
Oh,
before,
yeah. That
and
was
where
in, oh, it was like a it was like Baghdad, but it was in like a US state, right?
Ohio, it
Ohio,
was,
Baghdad, that's right, yeah.
but it was something like that where everybody's like, oh, they did this on purpose, like they're doing it to like poison us and shit. It's like, no, dude, it's just like straight up oversight.
Yeah,
Like, I remember like, I can't remember exactly what bill this is, but I remember, like, Trump did pass, like, when he was in presidency, that the train system didn't have to do as many, like, safety stops in a sense, or safety checks, because it would save money, because they were losing out on money because we don't like to invest in infrastructure. We
yeah,
like just to invest on the export and how fast we can get things out. Like, doesn't
yeah,
matter what machinery is carrying that shit out.
the city was it's East Palestine, Ohio.
I mean, you were close.
Yeah,
You were
I
close.
just remembered, like, it was, like, one of those because I do remember following that story, and they kept
Mhm.
saying Palestine, I was like, "Wait, what does that have to do with anything?" You know?
Yeah, I thought
What
we
does
were
the
out of there.
Middle East have to do with it? Is there oil in Ohio? What's going on?
There probably is somewhere underneath there. But no, I just 100% believe like anything that we believe is like a conspiracy theory is just a very bad oversight of our government. Because like being young, like one of my favorite ones to believe in was the whole entire 9/11 inside job.
Yeah,
Like that we did it so we could get
that's
our
that's still fun to, like, talk about, honestly, like,
yeah, totally 9/11. Never forget. We just got a milk today. Guess what date's on that? 9/11.
should we do a 9/11 episode?
I mean, where we talk about that one dude that died on that day. Yeah, definitely.
Like, I mean, like, should we do, like, an episode that we start to finish, like, record and then just post straight to? Like
This is our 9/11 episode. We released it on 9/11 for 9/11 by
yeah,
9/11.
9/11 live stream, maybe?
Hell yeah. We're this play Flight Simulator.
God. I don't
Oh, that's kind of fucking all I got. I could talk for another hour sitting here tonight, man. Like,
No, it's good. Actually, audience below, do you want us to go another, like, 10, 15 minutes? Leave your
oh
comment
shit,
below.
they said yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's
Holy
wild.
shit, dude. You guys are quick on that, man. We love you guys, all you guys. But yeah, and like just like it literally, I think it's just the huge like distrust that we have in our government is why these things have gone too far.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just like we don't trust them because we just aren't as free as we used to be in a sense. But even then, it's like, how free were we actually? Like all of us, because
I
there's
think
like no matter what in America, there's been one group that has been subjugated by some point, other than white
so.
males.
I think yeah, I think what happened was that a lot of stuff back in the day did not expect there to be a age of information where you can just go online and look up history. You
Or things
like
that have happened that our government try to keep secret from us. I gotta say, like, what, like, I know we're kind of running at our longer time right now. Like, what has got to be your favorite, like, true conspiracy, like something that has been proven? Like, I'll kind of start us off to kind of give you a base.
yeah,
So,
please.
one of my favorites is, wow, no, I cannot remember the name of it. Um, It's not MK Ultra. It's the one in Vietnam where we would take soldiers away from Vietnam and have them be like, "Hey, you wanted this like relaxing vacation? Like, we have some things we want you to try, caffeine pills and kind of fun stuff like that." Wildwood, I believe.
Oh, I was gonna say Agent Orange, but
No, Agent Orange is a completely different fucked up story.
yeah.
Let's just make death eating chemicals with our hands.
Well, if we were to say that is not my
Edgewood.
favorite,
It's Edgewood. Edgewood
it,
is that. So they would take soldiers away from Vietnam and like give them like leave a pass to come here and test out certain things. Wouldn't tell them what they're testing, and then would proceed to give them like 300 times the dosage of LSD,
mm.
and just have them be like, "Hey, here's the shot. Go run this obstacle course." And literally just have them run. And it was like this one guy comes, he's like, "Man, I was running so fast." And you see him like running, and he's just like that kid, like where he's like sprinting in place, where he's just like, mm, 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 and doing the whole thing. And then they come in to interview him at the end. And he's sitting there like trying to pull off his buttons. He's like, "Man, these chocolate chips look good." And is like trying to eat them and shit. Like, and it's like, we just did that to people without their knowledge. And it's crazy. So it's like, I definitely don't put anything by our government. I don't think they're the all like encompassing evil world order that they are. I think they're
Mhm.
just dumbasses that are trying to get ahead in their life and don't mind who they sell out.
Dude, yeah, I'm trying to think of like a good one, but I think
Ano-
my main one is kind of just like it's very plain, but like the the gas price controversy that is uh crept up in America.
Okay, this is
Um
new. Explain.
it's not much of a controversy. It's more of just like bad intel that gets passed around, like misinformation, you know. Basically, everyone should know the president does not control gas prices.
What?
Um yeah, surprise, surprise.
Since when? He's the
Yeah.
president. He does everything, right?
No, he's like he's sitting there with like a leaderboard of different items that are on the market with
All right, Mr.
sliders.
President, you have to
Yeah.
come. What's the gas prices for California today?
I'm turning down the slider for gas prices to $4.13.
Oh,
And
he
then
said $7.14. Gotcha.
so no wait. Well, oh, I'm sleepy, you know.
That's actually a pretty good impersonation, dog.
Oh man. I've never done a good Joe.
That was not bad.
Thank you. Thank you. Like president doesn't control gas prices. He does control a little bit of the market in a way, but it's not anything that like is spectacular. Gas and oil is kind of just privately owned. They're publicly traded, so obviously they want the best price, but these gas and oil companies are selling them at the price that they decide, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes the US government subsidizes things. So there is that aspect of it where they're trying to get like the best price for the American people. Um, but there was a big stink in the last couple years about a large pipeline going through the Midwest of the U.S., and there is a lot of people on certain political parties still bring it up about this pipeline. Um, but the issue, mostly because they think a certain president shut it down, but the certain pipeline was never viable to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
There was so many issues with it. My facts might be completely wrong because the last time I looked
Just
into
two
this
dicks.
was probably like a couple years ago. But what I remember is that like this whole pipeline thing wasn't a viable thing. It wasn't going to fix any problems. It was just more of a means of transportation of oil.
Mm-hmm.
And even that was like it was more expensive than what they were thinking. So I'm just like this whole oil and or fossil fuel business is bullshit when they could be putting so much more money into figuring out better ways to commute or just like live with renewable energies rather than just mining for like new like lithium or like new batteries and stuff.
Well, because like, but that's the thing too. Like, even if like we do use renewable energy, we still need batteries for that to be stored on. It's
Yeah.
like we do have a lot now and stuff. Like the one thing is like America, we have so much gas in this country and oil. We have so much because of like the possibility of we might go to war
Yeah.
and stuff. We always have such a reserve that it's like will be good for the next 5 to 10 years. We
Yeah,
have that much oil.
that's another thing, like, we have a reserve, and,
Yeah,
like, people forget about the reserve, so why are gas prices fluctuating when we have a reserve?
because that, and then like there's the whole entire like California blend of tax too, or tax gas, where it's like ours is mixed with different like fluids, like different chemicals or whatever to make it cleaner burning,
Yeah.
but we don't get as much mile to the gallon. Like that's a conspiracy theory right there for you.
Yeah, that's another thing, emission control stuff for vehicles, but, like, that's just because we've like the government has been like, okay, automobile companies have like given us so much money. We're just going to allow them to do the same thing as long as they do this or as long as they do that. And the automobile companies have been like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And then there's people like so and so for my work who are like, I'm gonna buy this vehicle that's way older so that I don't have to have a like this emission control uh module or whatever on my vehicle. It's like, but like, and to the listeners, it's not a party issue. This happens no matter what party
Yeah,
you're dealing with. It's all money. I'm not saying that like I'm with blue or red. It's just this
I'm an
this
American.
this is just like government in general where it's like like you if you do if you don't, it's tough. But I think we're getting a little bit too thick in the weeds, or
Yep,
at least I am. I'm
let's
at
cut
a
it
point.
down.
Yeah.
I'm getting
This
real fucking deep.
yeah, this has been the A2J podcast. I was your host, Axel, and this was my co-host John.
Thanks for sitting along for Uncle Corner tonight, homies.
Yeah.
Hope you all have a good night.
Later, you ugly fools. I hate you all. Don't ever come back. Ah!